I don't think you understand the depth of this question that you asked, or the possible answers that could come from it. Because here's the truth about your DNA. I've made videos of it on the past, you can go back and watch. Traditionally, people know DNA as like a spiral helix, right? But if you cut DNA from like a cross section and look at it down rather than from the side, it's not a spiral helix. It shows up as sacred geometry, cymatics frequencies. The same exact frequencies that are found in ancient temples and church windows. The same cymatics frequencies that show up when you play certain music notes or when you speak certain sounds. It is all vibration and energy and frequency, and cymatics gives us a way that we can visualize those frequencies with our visual senses. These same frequencies show up in flowers, in the fractals that grow trees. The golden ratio or the Fibonacci sequence shows up in plant life, in seashells, in the musical scales. This is what our DNA is made of. Well, our DNA is made of lots of different elements, but it is ranged and controlled by the same sacred geometry that controls everything else, and it manifests the same exact way. What's unique is that the way that DNA is made, it's actually, science is showing that your DNA acts as a sort of antenna, a fractal antenna. Your DNA literally picks up on the frequencies and the energy given. Depending on the frequencies that your DNA comes in contact with, controls what part of your DNA is turned off and on. For example, we all carry certain genetic markers that make us more likely to be homosexual. But depending on what our bodies experience, whether it's something we're aware of or something that we're not aware of, that gene, that marker can be activated or deactivated. We all carry the potential to have cancer, but at some point our bodies decide to turn on that gene. Science shows that certain frequencies outside of our body can affect the genetic markers, like microwaves and 5G tower radiation and the radiation coming off your cell phone can mess with your DNA because it's a frequency level manipulation. If all we are is like an assembly of different periodic table elements, every element in the periodic table has its own resonant frequency. Knowing the frequency of that thing gives you kind of power and control over it, which is how a lot of the ancient temples were built, which that's a whole other video. But sound and frequency can lift tons of rock. Sound and frequency can alter your DNA. Sound and frequency can help or hurt your neural pathways in your central nervous system. There are lots of ways that you can alter your DNA. Actually, we've all been dealing with that our entire lives because the food we eat and the water we drink and the stuff that's in our air can change our DNA. And when that hasn't worked fast enough, when they haven't been able to alter DNA, or they haven't been able to alter our DNA fast enough, they've started to come up with different ways to make it happen faster and more permanent. Modified RNA. In case you're wondering, RNA is what's responsible for copying your DNA. Modified RNA can basically tell your body how to copy and if it's going to change the DNA in the copying process. I gotta be really careful here. There are people in this country, many people right now, who no longer have the same DNA they used to because of a certain thing that they were forced to do or tricked into doing. TikTok, this is my own speculation, my own opinions. I don't even have a college degree, okay? So don't trust me if you don't want to. I'm just a random person making observation. It's way easier to manipulate DNA than what you think, though. What you take in through your eyes, what you take in through your ears, and the words that you speak out of your own mouth can change your DNA. Scripture tells us that life and death is in the power of the tongue, no? Because it actually is. That's why manifestation works. And all of this is related to why I'm on this earth now. I was given 5 serious head injuries and every single kind of trauma that a human could go through. Inherited genetic problems, But I'm meant to not only experience what it is like to be at odds, like I shouldn't function correctly, my brain shouldn't function correctly, my body shouldn't be healthy. But if the Father can help heal my DNA and heal my neural pathways, I'm meant to help others do so. Because truly, it doesn't matter as of right now. It does not matter what you've experienced in the past, what kind of traumas you've experienced in the past, the current condition of your DNA or your neural pathways. The power of the Almighty, Yahuwah Elohim, can still completely rewrite damaged DNA. Supernaturally, and He's given us things that can help, which is why I recommend the products that I recommend on my page. It's all specifically for health of the DNA, the central nervous system, and your neural pathways. So yeah, your DNA is constantly picking up the frequencies and the energies around you and changing in real time. What you surround yourself with today can dictate who you are tomorrow. So this is kind of a long, complicated answer, I guess, but I hope it helps. And I definitely am looking forward to continuing, clarifying, and helping people on this healing journey because it's so needed. Shalom, I love you all, and happy healing.